it's not even Friday yet, and I don't know, I kind of feel like I've already learned a ton this week, which is, if you really think about it, kind of a crazy concept in that, I'm in my 30s, and I'm still learning. Whenever I was a kid, I thought that basically you would stop learning and then life is just life. But the reality is you're constantly learning. What I kind of gleaned from this week, well, first off, this week, just like any week, had its set of challenges. Sick kids, who stays at home, who goes to work, who picks the kids up, busy schedules, wins, loses, like normal life challenges. And it was just crazy. I mean, one day it looks like this outside. The next day it looks like this outside. Sometimes all you need is a quick visit with your friends, your work family. And hopefully you've chosen the right people around you to lift you up. So, I mean, that was a big takeaway from this week. And, another thing is just like, I've determined that the biggest enemy that I think any of us face in the professional world, or if there's anything that you want to accomplish in life, is hesitation. Hesitation is the ultimate enemy because it allows the moment to pass. It allows for the loss of the opportunity or for someone else to get the upper hand. And it's funny because I went kind of old school with my approach to things this week in terms of prospecting. And man, even I, for a second, hesitated. And I think there's a lot of people out there that want to get started in, maybe it's a vlog like this, or maybe it is a podcast, or maybe they want to start to lose weight, or they want to run a marathon or whatever, and they get stuck in this situation where they're just thinking about it too much. I'm a victim of that, whether that's in music or, creating this. Sometimes I just think about it to death and then ultimately don't act upon it or don't hit the publish button, right? And I think that is just so crippling because then ultimately what happens is nothing gets done. You end up just thinking it over and not accomplishing anything, waiting too long because you think that are you doing it right? Is this, what's the best camera? What's the best editing software? What's the best guitar to buy? What's the best way to approach, a new client? What's, all these things. You end up just thinking it to death and getting nothing done. I read an amazing quote the other day, and it was written by, it's in Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar, and the quote itself actually comes from Brutus. So the context is basically kind of intense, but I think Shakespeare himself was such an excellent study of human behavior. The quote is, "Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasm or a hideous dream." Now, he says this right before he is planning to essentially kill and betray Julius Caesar. Now, in sort of normal everyday hesitation is the enemy context, that is that in between, like thinking about something and then taking action on it, is just it's just dreadful, right? Because you're just thinking about it, you're mulling it over too long and nothing ever happens. So that is my takeaway this week, because if I would have hesitated on some of the things that I did, then ultimately the outcomes that I achieved this week, the wins that I got, and sure, there were losses on the board, but also just amazing opportunities that were uncovered, a treasure trove of opportunities, if you remember. So I think that's the big lesson for me. And for anybody that's watching, if you're thinking about doing a vlog, if you're thinking about getting on and creating your own podcast, or if you're thinking about doing anything, whether it's health related or, strengthening your relationships, whatever it is, stop hesitating. It's a simple solution. All you have to do is stop hesitating, get up off your buns, and go do it.